Welcome. And welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. If you're new, thank you. If you're a current subscriber or if you're back, also thank you. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all of the things that help me get some traction in the algorithm, because isn't that just life, right? Algorithms. Anyway, I wanted to do this quick intro. I did not do this on the Scorpio video. That's okay. But I wanted to do this quick intro because it's 2023 and we are no longer going to assume that people know things without us actually telling people those things, right? And asking for what we want. So I do want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to come back, press the notification thing, bell thing, so you know the videos are posted whenever they get posted. I would love that. Also, I do have an Etsy store. The link is below, because in true manifesting generator form, my soul cannot just have one thing to focus on. I have to have a bunch. So I do have that. I actually have 2 Etsy stores. One of them is on vacation for now. What else? I am working on getting personal readings back up and running since I've been back, but also just kind of trying to surrender to the flow of that. I mean, I know that'll come exactly when it's meant to. Was there anything else? On Instagram, I post daily, quickie energy reads, like, tarot updates. I was posting those on YouTube, but like on YouTube Shorts, but there's like a 60-second limit to those, and they've just been longer than that. So my Instagram is going to be linked below as well, so check that out. What else? I thought that there was more, and now I'm like drawing a blank, because that's what happens when you are a little vulnerable, I don't know. I guess I'm going to leave it there. If there is anything else, I'll mention it at the start of the video. Hello. Or hello again. I forgot. I have that little intro message. Anyway, if you stayed for that whole thing, thank you. If not, that's okay. So, I usually go in order for like zodiac and also human design profile. I also feel like I'm kind of in a way trying to catch up, and not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by that. So because I didn't want to have like kind of the pressure in a way, I ended up writing all of the zodiac signs and all of the human design profile numbers on their own pieces of paper. And this is the way that we're choosing who's next. So eventually a piece of paper will pop out. We'll see who wants to go next. Okay. Let's see. Pisces. Let's do it. I also... what I usually do before every reading, and I didn't do for this reading, is like the tarot deck that I use, I shuffle it just to, and I ask it if it wants to give the message. And whatever card comes out, it's usually like a pretty clear yes or no. So I forgot to do that prior to starting this video, so we'll just do that on camera too. So I didn't even actually... I'll get it together. So we're going to pull an oracle card for the overall vibe, overall energy, and then we'll use the tarot to just get some more information. So what is the overall vibe for Pisces? Boundaries. Interesting. isn't it, for Pisces? Isn't that kind of the thing that they always say, they as in astrologers or whoever, always say that Pisces struggle with boundaries? Interesting. So, I mean, you know, and honestly, this can go either way. It can be that you need to establish better boundaries in your life, or it's almost like those boundaries are preventing new stuff to come in, because we have this figure here, we can see them in a bubble, and then there's this flower here. It almost kind of looks like is it like growing out of? It almost looks like it's stuck in that bubble, and they're just there staring at it like so again, you know, I think it depends on your situation. We'll pull out some tarot and see if we can get some clarification on that, because are you needing to put more boundaries in place, or are your boundaries just kind of keeping you stuck, like almost, you know, to where they can't move? So let's see. Do you want to give the Pisces reading? And as always, the card has to fall out. So do you want to give the Pisces reading? It's okay to say no. Oh, these are all yes cards. Okay. Let's see. All right, so for Pisces, we need 6 cards. That's so funny, because I don't know if you saw it, but that was a card that flipped in the deck. So I love that it came out. And that is exactly why, people. That is exactly why I don't take cards that flip. Because if it wants to come out, it will. And it also takes just the guesswork out of things. Five more. Six of Pentacles, Death card. Interesting. 3 more. Ace of Pentacles, 2 more. One more. All right. Okay. I had to grab a cup of coffee. It's like afternoon, but I need a coffee again. So this almost kind of feels like needing to establish boundaries. I mean, we'll work our way through it. I also think that it's interesting that the colors on this card are fairly similar to the card or the colors on the Death card. Let's just start from the beginning. So we start with the Six of Swords. Swords having to do with our thoughts, our mind, how we perceive our realities. Swords also have to do with like truth, honesty, ideas. It's ego also, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And the Six of Swords is making a conscious decision to move forward, or at least move beyond a thing. It could be packing your bags and literally moving. She's not carrying much with her there. And also, they're not really in charge of where they're going. We have these crows here that are almost kind of pulling the boat. This, the Six of Swords also talks about moving from choppy waters to more peaceful, still waters, which would make sense coming after the Five of Swords, even though these are kind of in opposite order here. But the Five of Swords here, this is kind of mental conflict. I mean, the way that they're holding their head there, just, the wheels turning constantly. There's a competition element to that. Mental strife, So then when we get to the Six, it's like making that decision to move forward, to get out of this space. And again, that could be deciding to just let go of whatever is causing that conflict. Like if you have been in competition, or if you have been in conflict with somebody, even yourself, then it's making that decision to literally let it go. Like, and sometimes we have to do that. Again, though, you could be moving. This could even be moving like overseas, because, there's a boat, there's a water element. It doesn't have to be, I'm just, pointing that out. It could also be regarding a job, because we have the Ace of Pentacles here. This could be moving on to a new position, because it's almost like they are heading in the direction of this card here. Because the way that this card looks, they're definitely, and I hope that you can see it. I should even, hold on. Let me just make sure that there's not a crazy glare on these cards. No, there's not. Okay. Sorry for the blurriness. It'll fix itself eventually. So, the perspective on this card is that it's like they're coming towards us, right? Being the viewer. So to me, the way that it looks sitting on this table here, they are heading in the direction of this new opportunity here. And we can see with the art on the Ace of Pentacles that there's already roots that have sprouted from this pentacle. So this is something that could have been in the works for a while, or even something that maybe you've been considering for a while. I mean, it would have to be, is how I'm like hearing it in my head. And this could even just be like not wanting to get outside of your comfort zone. Like maybe things have finally started to feel comfortable and level, and, stress levels have come down, getting to a place of feeling a bit more stable. So it's almost like, do I want to add this element? Like now that it's almost like now that you have the ability or the resources to, because Pentacles talk about resources, materials, money, our physical body. Also, this could have to do with your health. But it's like, now that I can do it, and it's something that I've considered for a while, do I want to open the door to whatever that brings with it? But like I said, this is already something that's been going on, or it's been a thought, or it's even maybe something that you've been saving towards or working towards. And with it being an ace, this is a new opportunity. So this could be something presented to you. This could just be recognizing that the time is now. And then we have the Six of Pentacles here. Six of Pentacles, it's reciprocity, it's equal give and take. There could be a loan involved. There could be some sort of like investors or grants or charity of some kind, because that's what the Six of Pentacles talks about. It talks about the energy of money. Basically, we see this figure 8 here, or the infinity symbol, and recognizing that, you know, it's in a constant stream, a constant flow of energy. What you give, you get back. This could even just be calling in favors, you know, like if you have helped people in the past, it could just be calling on them like, hey, remember like when I did that favor for you? I just, you know, like I'm calling in a favor from you now because whatever, I need advice, or again, investors, it could be a loan. It could even be somebody helping you like through that process. Like it could even just be somebody who has the knowledge, or maybe they've been through it before, that could help you come up with a business plan, or apply for the loan, apply for the grant, something along those lines. And again, we have this Hanged Man energy, which is kind of what I was saying before about it being something that's been in the works for a while. And the Hanged Man talks about suspension, delay. This could even just be saying that, you know, there may be like it's not going to be a fast process. Pentacles generally aren't fast anyway, because it's Earth, it's the physical 3D. You know, like time in the 3D is different than time, say, like in the 5D. It takes time for our investments to mature, or for roots to even form on a seed, or to recognize the growth of something. And also, you know, like putting in your physical energy, like your physical time into a thing in order to foster its growth also. And with the Hanged Man, the purpose of the suspension or the delay is to see things from a different perspective. So this could even be needing to see taking out a loan, or asking for investors, or even asking for help. You know, it's like needing to see that from a different perspective. If you are the type of person that doesn't ask for help very easily, or at least doesn't accept help very easily, this could be an opportunity to kind of set that ego aside a little bit and accept the help, because it's showing up here. The Six of Pentacles, there is some level of assistance available. So it's just going to depend on your situation. And then we have the Death card here. And in this depiction of the Death card, it's called Death and Rebirth. And I love, you know, we have this infinity symbol here again, which is present on that Six of Pentacles. So I feel like that has some sort of significance somewhere. But that's exactly what death is. It's not, you know, physical, something is dying. I always refer to that saying that every new beginning disguises itself as an end. And that's the Death card, because something generally does end in order for something new to begin. And of course, that can be a behavior, a thought pattern, since we have the Five of Swords right underneath it. It could be, you know, the way that you are perceiving something, the way that you think about help, or the way that you think about, you know, taking out a loan. And I'm not trying to talk you into doing something that would put you in a bad position. So please, of course, check in with yourself. Don't allow somebody to override your own authority, right? But this is, I'm just saying what the message is in the cards that are out here on the table. And like I said, it could even just be changing your perception on allowing there to be help, allowing yourself to accept some level of assistance. And it's almost like, you know, taking the shame out of that, wherever that comes from, whether it's a societal thing where, it's just looked down upon if you do a certain thing, like bankruptcies, for instance. And again, I'm not saying file chapter 13 or chapter 7 or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. However, some people, it's like frowned upon or almost kind of like a taboo type of thing to file for bankruptcy. And some people are just in a position where there is no other choice other than to do that. It just is what it is. There are other people that, there is no other decision other than to take out a loan if they want to buy a house, start school, learn something new, buy a car, So just as examples here. And like I was saying before with the 5 of Swords, there's definitely this mental, and even look at this crow just squawking, whatever sounds crows make, right in this dude's ear. Like, there could just be a lot of noise. Again, it could be yours. It could be other people. It could be a society, a cultural thing, a family thing, whatever it is. But it's like there's all of this stuff kind of coming in at you from different angles. And you're just like, oh my God, there's too much. It's too much. And then there's this figure back here that it's almost like they have this sense of winning because this person is just mentally handicapped. Like because of all of this noise that's going on here, they can't even make a decision. And that was almost like the purpose of whatever this person is doing. There's, kind of this, it looks like blood on the floor. I don't know. I don't see anything that would indicate where that came from. But also, as I'm sitting here kind of staring at this card, it's like the difference between being this person or being this person back here. And it's like right now, it's possible that you could be this person. And that could be what the Death card is referring to, is ending this mental place and going into this, because this person, just like, the way that they're standing there, there's a sense of freedom, not a care in the world. Obviously, we all have our responsibilities and all of that. So I'm not saying just be totally carefree, but also with it being paired with the Death card here. And specifically with this Death card, talking about death and rebirth, it's like the end of being in this energy here and the rebirth of being over here. And that could even be the difference between allowing this help to come in or seeing things from a different perspective, is that it's going to take you from being here stressed out to being this figure, having more time, allowing in a bit more like fun or joy. And speaking of fun and joy, we have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And this is the card of fun. This is also really kind of fast moving. Here, fire talks about motivation, communication, action. Like, what are you actually putting your time and attention into? There's this fun element here, adventure. All of the keywords, I'm like just like listing them off for the Knight of Pentacles. No, the Knight of Wands, excuse me. And we even have this horse back here. So it's interesting that just that there are these two figures here and there's these two figures here. There's this person that's, closer to us, and then this other figure that's a bit further back. So yeah, I'm telling you, there is this opportunity here to go from being in this space to this space. And then even to this space, which is rest, 4 of Swords. This is like allowing your heart literally to mend itself and just giving yourself a break here, a mental break at that. Whatever kind of break that you need. This is saying that it would be available Two of Cups, being able to connect with either the right person or even being able to like reconnect in your relationship if you are partnered, or being able to reconnect, fully with your peers or your job, like with it being cups, it's very much, Pisces energy with the water element. But the Two of Cups talks about sharing your cup with somebody else. And you can do that because your cup is full and their cup is full. And energies are just mingling here. So I love this because, we start with this like call here about like moving forward. And, we talked through this whole thing about, and maybe now that we got to the end here, this boundaries card is about letting that guard down a bit, letting this feather or this flower penetrate this bubble. Maybe it's time that your bubble gets burst a little bit. But also what, the purpose of that is so all of this other stuff can come in for you because it's available. It wants to. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.